Hello everyone, this is Banshin. Welcome to another CherryTree guide. Today we're going to be looking at battling, so combat, and I'm going to be breaking down some of the areas. So at the beginning, when you're early game, you just want to be just farming these easy farm animals here. Okay, pretty basic drops, nothing exciting. You're going to need some of the stuff like the emeralds and the bird's nest, etc. for later. Milk is very important. You'll need it for later, even late game when you're in the kitchen to do some cooking. And as you farm the higher leveled animals, the drops become easier, so it becomes common and uncommon. Okay, Abandoned Village, I didn't do a lot of farming here, except there is one of the secret items that you can get by farming gin. Goblin Chief, I recommend for early game players to farm until you get the Goblin Cleaver. That's a pretty good weapon for early gamers. Now your cave, I would say probably the Banshee's quite important, because early game you can get your mithril top, greaves and boots, which have decent stats for early gamers. And that's your giant cave spider, which is probably the best place in this in early game to get your hide. And you're going to need that later to craft stuff. All that stuff, all your crafting is going to be help you with your base camp. Great Plains, so different drops here. This is where the Nephrit chest comes into play. So I farmed a lot of actually it was skeletal bears. I farmed heaps of skeletal bears because they're uncommon drops to get the Nephrit chest. And if you have a look, also yarn is quite important for when you're crafting, and the brown bear gives 5 to 10 yarn. So early game is still pretty good, even mid game. So Dragon Island now, quite important here. Once you get up to this sort of area, you're looking at mid game. The baby dragon, there's some stuff that you can get there. Probably the best one is your luck potion there, I would say. The rest is quite rare to get. The other stuff, they don't drop very often. And that's dragon skulls are important, but this is not the place to farm, not the baby red. So I'm going to skip the rest of them until we get down to probably the green dragon. This is where the dragon wing battle axe makes an appearance. This is a pretty good mid-game weapon. And your water dragon is probably one of the best ones that you can farm here, because it has the Trident of the Seas, which is a really good weapon mid-game. That makes an appearance. Also your golden scarab, which you're going to need for your base camp. Your dragon tail, which you're going to need for crafting, for cooking, later. Making potions as well. Okay, I'll probably just touch on the king dragon. So this is pretty much the same stuff, but there is a chance to get the king's chest and the king's key. It's very rare, and the only time you would really farm the king dragon to get those, or try and get those things, is if you're free to play, because you won't have access to the premium area where the king's chest drops more often. Now your dragon queen, so dragon queen, you can get the queen's chest stuff, but once again it's mythical drop chance, which is really quite low. Farming overnight, you'll be lucky to get maybe 5. Okay, so now let's go to the Slayer's dungeon. I'm going to skip the elite farm for a minute. So there's a lot of cool stuff that you can get here. So your training dummy early game is where you want to get your wood. Okay, so you're going to need your wood and also your iron ore. That's quite important there, and your thread. So when I was early game, I farmed a lot of training dummies. Not so much Ghost, but Ghost does have mushrooms, and you need mushrooms for mushroom soup later. for your base camp and also for food. Phoenix is pretty cool as well. If you want your red chests, some nice thread and yarn as well, and a ruby. So your nightmare is probably one of the best places to get hide. You get 10 to 25 per drop. Your orc captain, now you get all your barbarian gear here. Now I farmed overnight and I got maybe 15 of each one of those barbarian gear. But I'm pretty much maxed out for everything, so I farm quite fast, and you'd be lucky to get 2 or 3 of these items if a early game or a mid game player farmed overnight. Some cool iron ore and mithril ore there as well. Okay, we've got our cobra. Okay, nothing exciting there. Some spike chests and safflowers as well are quite important if you are early game and mid game. Skeletal hound, there's nothing exciting there, except for your blue silk, but that is a super rare drop. Your necromancer, this is where you get your necromancer gear, which is actually really good gear. So if you manage to get those, that's one of those where you could farm overnight. If you manage to get some of those, you would be using them mid game. Okay, fluffy, nothing too exciting there. Some nice thread drops. There's quite a lot of thread and rope. And you get your ember firm, which is super rare, but better places to farm that. But your wolfmint is really good. Then we got your blue devil. Now your blue devil is not that exciting, except you get blue thread. And that will be important because you're going to need it to do some crafting later. And your ancient tribal leader. So this is where you're starting to look more mid to late game. And the main reason you would want to farm him is if for your coin purse, which you're going to need a lot of coin purses for your base camp. Good with wine and blue silk too, and your blue thread. And there is the chance to get the ancient dagger, which is a really good item. So I just thought, let me go to my inventory. Oh, I think I got it at the top. Oh, there. So just having a look at some of these. There's your ancient dagger. As you can see, it's a 350 strength bonus, 100 attack bonus. And your mystic dagger there, which is a secret item. That's in comparison. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the other 2 areas. The elite farm is the best free-to-play area. Okay, so this is quite difficult. So you have there's some really cool drops here. The farm chest and the farmer fragments and the chicken knife are legendary drops, so they don't always drop, but you get some eggs. Okay, nothing exciting about the crow. You get your farm key, however, and you get your dagger fragment. Same with the rat, nothing exciting there. Nothing exciting elite sheep or goat or pig really. But your ox, so this is 1 to 2 farm chests drop here and farm keys, and it's a rare drop. So let's have a look at that. So I'm gonna farm him. And I've got the Ring of Speed. As you can see, it's 75,000 health the Elite Ox has, and I'm hitting it probably an average of almost 11,500 to 12,000 per hit. So what you'd want to do is you'd want to run a liquid death potion, because there is a chance, 10% chance, it instantly kills him, and probably ultimate power potion. I've got Dragon Platter on, so don't have to worry about healing. It just heals me for 50% straight away. Let that run for a little bit. So some insta-kills going off there. Already got 6 farm chests, 104 hide. Not interested in coins, not at my level. I've got 126.89 billion of them, and there's not much I can buy. But as you can see there, pretty decent drops. Haven't got a farm chest yet, farm key, sorry. And I think we'll stop it there. So 6 farm chests out of that in around a minute. Pretty decent. And I'll just collect and go. Okay, I'm going to cover the Realm of Kings separately in another video. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you next time.